Heyo, welcome in to CHGO Bets Daily, presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. Welcome in to a hybrid version of CHGO Bets Daily. We are going to try to keep you here for about a half hour because we got stuff to do, but some of it's like, huge stuff that's already announced, like, Joe Madden going to be on the Cubs podcast at 1:20, but also embargoed stuff because we're cool.
And also, you have to go to the DMV.
Yeah, Sean.
And I have to go to the DMV. So there you go. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me is Cody Delmendo. You can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. You can follow the show on Twitter at CHGO_bets. We're being produced today by our good friend Joey. It is time to talk Bears, friends. We're going to do 15 minutes of Bears Commanders talks, and then we'll do 15 minutes of Week 6 talk.
I think it's Week 6.
Right? Yeah, Week 7 in college football means Week 6 in NFL. So, Cody, let's not even mess around here, all right?
Okay.
Let's just get into your locks, and then we'll just go from there, all right? Because I know you have a ton of locks. I have one thing I am for sure betting tonight. Outside of that, I can be persuaded. I'm not really sure how this game's going to go. I think I have 2 things that I think I'm going to bet. That's it, though. Like, that right now I have as lock. So why don't you take me through your locks, and we'll start the conversation there.
Okay. Let's start with the Commander side. I like J.D. McKissick tonight. He's pass catching back out of the Commanders' backfield. Fun fact, if you didn't know, he is 3rd in the NFL in targets for running backs, at least. That's behind Christian McCaffrey and Austin Eckler. So he's getting a ton of targets from that trash can Carson Wentz. All right. And the
crazy thing though, too, real quick, like, I mean, even the Antonio Gibson, like their main back, like gets a ton of targets as well. I mean, they just love throwing to their backs.
Right. That's fair. Either way, I like him over 3.5 receptions tonight, and I like him getting over 20.5 yards tonight against the Bears. I do think that this game will shockingly not be nearly as disgusting as last Thursday night's game. Like, honestly, I lost 4 hours of my life last Thursday because Matt Ryan stinks and Russell Wilson is a fraud. I think this could be a game where Justin Fields shows the world that he's not as bad as what everyone on the internet is saying about him.
Well, then let's talk about this. One of your bets is under 38, and I know that we're riding the trend, but we just saw the last Monday night game between Kansas City and Oakland go over. I really think that this number of 38 is way too low. I mean, just look at what the Bears defense couldn't do. They couldn't stop anything the Vikings were doing. I think Carson Wentz can replicate what Kirk Cousins did. And you look at the weapons. I mean, Curtis Samuel can go off for this team. What's his face? 17. I can't think of his name. The wide receiver for the Commanders.
Mclaurin?
17.
You talking about Terry McLaurin?
Yeah. Terry. Scary Terry. He can have a monster game just like Justin Jefferson did. And like you said, McKissick, they throw to their backs a lot. Gibson usually is good for about 70 yards. So I love the over in this game. 38 is way too low. I do think Justin Fields unlocks something. And I do think that the Bears' first half plan of probably running the ball. I mean, they've been such a dominant running team outside of last week against Minnesota. I think that that's going to be working early for them. And I think it's honestly just going to make it easier for Justin. Like, I think this is going to be an easy game for the Bears to move the ball against Washington. I know Washington's got an all right defense, but I think the Bears just have a ton of mojo right now. I mean, Justin is truly like close to unstoppable when he's using his legs. So I don't know if you're able to get good rushes from Montgomery and Khalil Herbert, who have proved to be, not premier, but like top 40 backs. I like the over.
Well, I get where you're coming from, but Jalen Johnson's back. He's going to play tonight. He's going to be on Mclaurin probably. So I think that the pass defense will be a little bit better. Eddie Jackson's having a big year so far. And I think Jalen Johnson's one of the best corners in the league. So I do think that can help. I don't think McLaurin's going to go off for 150 yards receiving. However, you could convince me to maybe bet it if you because I love plus money. But that's the only reason that you could get me to do it. But again, I understand the over here. 38 is a lot, but I mean, these Thursday night games, man, they have been disgusting. And I just think that this game is going to one of these, whoever wins, it's going to be a blowout. I don't think that this will be close.
Really?
I think it will be a blowout. I don't like if the Bears win, they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. If the Commanders win, they're going to win by at least 10. I don't think it's going to be close because I think one team, their offense just isn't going to show up because the other team is going to play better than we all expected.
And shout out to Karis in the chat. Shout out to Jack R in the chat. Shout out to Jabari as well. Let's make some money. Hopefully, we're giving you some good bets.
Yeah.
I do think that's interesting because Jack R is mentioning Commanders as lock of the week. And it's been fun to watch this line kind of go back and forth because last night when I checked, Commanders were the underdog. You could have gotten them on the point spread. I think it was at +1.
It's moved a ton. It's moved a ton.
Yeah,
I think the Bears opened as dogs, to be honest with you. But yeah, I could be wrong about that, but I think they did. But it's moved all the way down to basically, what's the point of taking the spread? You're taking the money line at this point. I mean, maybe if you want to root for the Bears, you could take the +1 that way. If they lose by 1, you push. But there's literally no point in taking the spread. Do not be that moron who takes the Commanders -1, and if they win by 1, you only push. Just take the money line. That's the best advice I could give you when it comes to these lines. This is easy, basic stuff.
Well, and also just look at the odds. -107 for them to win by 1 point, and then -115 for them to just outright win. You're not getting enough juice for that just 1 point cushion, like you're saying. It's too much of a gamble right there. So and same with the Bears. If you think the Bears are going to win, then maybe you'll get that 1 point cushion. It's very rare that they're going to lose by only 1. But still, if they win by 1, you don't have to really sweat out, them going down to the wire against Washington, if it's a clear win. At them at 107, though, to, get a cushion, a point cushion on the money line, it's -105. So I just don't think the odds, there's too much of a difference there. True. Like you said, don't mess around. If you like a team, just take the money line.
Right. We talked about McKissick. I love Justin Fields. The market, they continue to remain low on him like they have the last 2 weeks. I tweeted this at 12:30 this morning, I guess you could say technically, because that's all I was thinking about laying in bed was what Justin Fields props I was going to take. And I'm taking him to get over 40 yards rushing. And the even line for him is 170.5 passing yards. I'm going up a little to get plus money at +200 at 200 because he went over 200 last week, and he would have gone well over it if that guy didn't fumble it at the very end of the game. I think that the Bears are allowing him to they're finally opening it up for him. They sprinkled it. They toyed with us a little bit 2 weeks ago. And then last week, they really opened it up for him in the second half. And I think that carries into tonight. There's another prop on there. You can take Fields to get 175 passing yards and the Bears to win. You can get that +310. I think that's a really great, if you don't want to take 2 separate ones like I did, I think that's a really good one if you like the Bears tonight. Again, Bears at home. I think despite the loss, they're coming in with some momentum. This Commanders team is trash. I'm sorry. I am not betting on Carson Wentz. I'm not doing it.
I don't blame you. I think the other 2 things that I'm going to bet, I don't know if I'm really down with the passing game. 200 yards is still a lot for me to trust in because we've just seen this team love the run game.
He's only done it one time. I get it. I'm just saying I'm
it's
selling.
less about Justin. It's less about Justin. I just think this team wants to operate with under the run game.
For sure. Basically what I'm doing is I think the correct term is I'm buying low. Am I buying low on Justin Fields right now, or am I selling high? What's the correct term?
You'd be buying low.
I'm buying low on Justin Fields. 2 weeks ago, the lowest passing yards prop I'd ever seen for any quarterback. It was 145 for Fields. He passes that up easily. Last week it was 160, and he passed it up easily. I just think the market is there. I'm just going to keep buying low.
You're exploiting the market. You are exploiting the market.
That's the way. That's what I'm doing, and I feel like I get it from what we saw the first 4 games or whatever it is. I get it, and I get why those numbers are low. But
knock it off. I mean, did you see the 50-yard run? I mean, we don't have to talk about it. He was literally Mike Vick on that play. Like, I mean, go back and watch that overtime touchdown run that Mike Vick had back in 2001. Justin Fields replicated it. And the only reason why it didn't count was because Amir Smith-Marsette's a dumbass. And like you said, the only reason why
I thought that was a bad flag in general, but I get you.
But I mean, still get away. I mean, you're not even near that play. Also, same thing on the play that you brought up earlier. Get out of bounds, moron. Like it's pretty easy there.
Yeah.
So the other props I like, I really do like Justin Fields to score a touchdown tonight at plus 220. I think it's surprising that he hasn't gotten in the end zone yet, and we've just seen how dangerous he is. If they get into a red zone territory where it's like, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, I really would be surprised if they don't just put it in Justin's hand and let him try to get to the outside and score. I really do like that at plus 220. I also like Khalil Herbert over 30.5 rushing yards. You look back at his game logs, 45 rushes, 45 rushing yards, 38 rushing yards, 157 rushing yards. He started in that game, 77 rushing yards against the Giants, and then 11 last week. But I do think the Bears, again, operated in a scenario where they're playing from behind. I don't think they're going to be playing from that much behind in this Redskins game where they're going to get away from their game script and go to what they did in the second half. So that's why I kind of don't like Justin Fields passing props. That's not because of Justin, what he's done, just because I don't think the game's going to play out as much as it did against Minnesota. But I do think that both of these teams are going to find success. So I do like the
big
over.
brain stuff,
I like Justin
Sean
Fields.
Anderson.
Hey, I try. Justin Fields to score touchdown at plus 220, and then Khalil Herbert for over 30.5 rushing yards at minus 110. You also get a free game same game parlay bet on PointsBet. I already got it because I signed in at 12. So I think if you sign in right now, you'll get a $2 same game parlay bet. So you could take any of the props that Cody and I have told you and put together the perfect parlay. You could also fade us on PointsBet. It is the best way to gamble live as well. I really do recommend tonight when you are watching the Commanders and Bears game to use I don't know about that, Shane. To use the PointsBet's lightning bets, you could bet on the drive, the end results of the drive. So if you think the Bears are going to kick a field goal on that drive, like Shane thinks the Bears and Commanders will doing it, you could probably get that at like plus 200 for the Bears to score an offensive touchdown on that drive. It's usually around like plus 400 for them to punt. It's usually around minus 10. And then for anything else, like if you think they're going to fumble, Justin Fields had 2 fumbles last week. If you think he's going to throw a pick, you can usually get that at a pretty juiced number at like plus 400. So I think it's a really fun way to watch the game and bet live. So if you're looking for a new way to bet tonight, not only, take advantage of PointsBet's free bet that they're giving you on live same game parlay and take advantage of the props we're giving you, but also bet live on PointsBet, because I think the lightning bets are really fun because it just keeps you engaged in the game. And if it is a blowout where the Commanders are winning, you got to be staying engaged in that game because it's the only game on TV.
You bet for a lot of punts tonight. You can bet for a lot of punts tonight.
Right. and Shane, shout out to you. Shane followed me on Twitter. I know it probably hurt his soul to actually press the follow button on Twitter for a Sox fan, but I do appreciate that. And I wasn't sure if it was Shane because I was like, Shane Newbanks, that name sounds familiar. Isn't that the Cubs fan who trolls me?
Does he come into the Sox? Does he come into the Sox stream and troll you guys
all the time?
Time. He's like our Paul on the Cubs stream.
He's very consistent, and now he's getting a follow because I appreciate him. He's going to say bet first possession, both punts on both sides. So, hey, you can find that prop on PointsBet, and that's where you should bet tonight. If you're going to bet, do it live on PointsBet. Download the PointsBet app today and use code CHGO to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. And if you or someone who has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER for crisis counseling and referral services. Cody, I was doing an ad that whole time. I just really sucked you into the ad read.
You really kind of did it. It just kind of came out of nowhere. I did want to add, I'm taking David Montgomery to get it to score at plus 150. I think Khalil Herbert, that prop that you threw out there, is a good one as well because it is a short week, and they didn't use him a lot last week. So because it is a short week and Montgomery coming off that injury, just 1 game or 1 week off that injury, makes more sense for them to use him. So I think I might actually ride with you on the yards for him for sure. But I do like Monty to get in because if they do get inside the 10, I think they would give him the ball over Herbert. And anyway, he's coming off a great game too. So
yeah, I could see him getting vultured. I don't know. I don't know about riding Montgomery just because it's so low. Like that's why I like Fields at plus 220. It's just odd that he hasn't gotten in yet. I think he'll get in at this point because I mean that was so beautiful. I just want to keep talking about that run that was called back. I mean that was
should have been a touchdown. They should have won the game. Whatever.
If that's not called back, that's like one of the top Bears quarterback highlights in history. I mean, that is one of the most athletic runs I've ever seen. He is
so
faster
sad.
than every other player on the field. And everyone's thinking, this guy's not going to be that good. Get the fuck out of here. Justin Fields. Bet Justin Fields tonight.
I like that. We're talking about that 50-yard run. You can also get, like I said, the rushing line for him was 40.5. Oh. You can also just up it like I did with the passing yards, with the rushing as well. You can take 50 plus at plus 160. I mean, what's 10 more yards? He's gone over 50 one time. Maybe that big 50-yard run's coming, and maybe they get in one run, or maybe he has a couple runs and then he has a 30-yard one. He goes over. I think that could easily go over, and at plus 160, I don't mind sprinkling there too.
Hey, I just dropped I'm dropping a free bet right now. It's at plus 750 over 38. David Montgomery over 60.5 rushing yards. Khalil Herbert over 30.5, and Justin Fields over 40.5. I know that probably equates to about 130 rushing yards. And I know the Commanders do have a pretty good defensive line, but I really do just think the Bears, it's going to be close enough where they're going to pound the ball, and that's where they feel comfortable. So, do you have any other props that you want to throw out just in case people are trying to make those same game parlays, or you tapped out?
No, those are all the ones I got. And again, I'm taking Bears money line.
Yes.
If the Bears lose this game, I'm betting against the Bears the rest of the season. I will do it the rest, even against the Lions. I will prepare myself to bet against the Bears the rest of the season if they cannot beat Carson Wentz.
Don't do that. Come on. It's not that serious. He's learning. It's fine. It'll be a higher draft pick. All right. Jack R making me want to puke. Just prepare yourself for Justin Fields.
A lot of his comments have made me want to puke, but
Jack R, are they going to get him when he's a washed up 38-year-old? Because that seems to be the only type of quarterbacks that you guys seem to be interested in. Matt Ryan,
or forcing
Phillip
guys to
Rivers,
retire because you can't block for him.
I mean, Andrew Luck was 38 by the time that he retired, just the way that you guys blocked for him. So, I mean, I don't know if you want to come in here and start talking trash about the Colts, but you do have 2006, my friend.
You do have 2006. Speaking of the Colts, I love the Jags this week, Sean.
Real quick, I love that segue. Real quick, though, I just wanted to go to the comments. He 397098 says Montez Sweat over a half sack at 3-1 odds. He had 2 last week. That's actually a pretty good insight into who could be sacking Justin Fields today, because hey, they can't block for him. So I do like that Montez Sweat bet. Nice job coming in there, and he was a very interesting prospect coming out of Mississippi State. So I mean, maybe he's now finally been unlocked, and Ron Rivera doesn't have to bust toss him.
Yeah,
bust toss their quarterback.
There you go. I'm not against it. I don't like betting on defensive players like sacks and stuff like that, but hey, it's not bad odds, that's for sure.
Right. All right, Cody, why don't you get into the Jags and liking the Jags on the money line?
Well, I mean, the Jags have been dominating the Colts at home, but now it's back at Indy, and yeah, Indy beat the Broncos, but I mean, again, I already said that game was disgusting. You giving me Jags plus money? I think they're due for a big bounce back after they had their own monsoon with the Eagles last week. I think getting the Jags at plus money against this Colts team that hasn't proved anything, except they did beat the Chiefs that one week, but then proceeded to lose the week after. I don't understand. I'll take Trevor Lawrence, the future of the NFL, over old ass Matt Ryan. I will do it every time. Also, I have a future on Doug Peterson to win Coach of the Year because I think that they could get in that wild card spot, and I think that might land him it. But the guy for the Eagles might win it. But I got it at plus 1,200. It's down to like plus 500 last I checked. So I got it at a great time.
Yeah, it's at plus 110 right now on the money line. You can also get them with a 2-point cushion at minus 105. So, I mean, that's not a crazy drop-off odds-wise, and you get 2 points. I'm not betting the Jags. I bet them to – I bet Trevor Lawrence to throw 2 touchdown passes against the Texans. He threw 0. Fuck that team. I'm not betting that team. I'm done with that team, Cody. I'm out on the Jags. No way. You know what team I'm down with? I'm down with the Jets. You know who hasn't looked that good? The Packers. You know who has consistently just played close games? The Jets. And you're telling me I could get them at plus 280? It was at plus 250 earlier this week. Hey, here's the thing. I know Zach Wilson isn't great, but if you look at that draft class, you look at the PFF grades, he's around an 80 PFF grade. That is the highest of that draft class, and that is competent enough. I don't think Aaron Rodgers has that same magic. Bailey Zappi made it a close game against Aaron Rodgers.
He did.
In his house. I think, especially with Breece Hall, Michael Carter, you add in their wide receivers, their defense is a little feisty. I like the Jets at plus 280. Do I think it's a lock? No, but I think it's definitely worth a money line sprinkle. I love the Jets money line today. And anything besides that, I'm not betting the NFL. You could bet Jets plus 7 if you feel a little bit, happy about that. But
that is
I'm
what I
staying away
did.
from the
I
NFL
did take the
week.
Jets plus 7.
Babe, let's go.
It's back at Lambeau. If the Jets go into Lambeau and beat Aaron Rodgers after they lost to the Giants, then I will place a future on either the Bears or the Vikings to win the NFC North. Which makes no sense, Sean. It makes no sense.
I would bet the Vikings.
I would rather. I don't want to bet the Vikings, but they'd be minus money. So I'd take a flyer on the Bears. Just throwing that pigskin, or maybe just maybe then slam the Packers then because they're very down, and then maybe they'd get hot later in the year. But I won't. I don't want to do that. I think the Packers win, but I think the Jets hang around. I think the Jets have been undervalued all season.
I agree.
I think that, when we came into the year and we talked about the AFC East, we were kind of, the Bills are going to run away with that division, but, the team like the Jets will be better. I think that's what I said, at least. I didn't think that they would be good, but I thought they would be scrappy. I think they would hang around with teams. They came back and beat the Steelers. The Steelers aren't good, so whatever. But then to win like they did last week against the Dolphins, I don't care if it was Teddy Bridgewater and then whoever else came in. I think it was Skylar Thompson. They blew them out, man. Their run game is great. Michael Carter and Breece Hall. And I think Zach Wilson is coming along. They're protecting him like the Bears are protecting Justin Fields right now by just running the ball. And the Packers can't stop the run. Saquon Barkley just ran all over them last week. You know what I mean? And their offense just is not getting anything going. They'll score early because of their game script that they have. But as the game goes along, they are unable to keep that same energy going. I don't know who to really blame on that. Is it Aaron Rodgers or or is it the front office? But I guess we could blame Aaron Rodgers because he demanded so much damn money that they couldn't pay Devontae Adams to stay. I don't know. Maybe Devontae Adams was just tired of Aaron Rodgers. It is beautiful to watch. You know what I mean?
He admitted it. He's on drugs, Cody. That's the issue.
But yeah, I'm with you. Jets plus 7. We ride.
There you go. You mentioned betting the NFC North. Vikings are actually the favorite at minus 120. You get the Packers to win the NFC North at plus 110. The Lions at 25-1. And the Bears, my friends, at 50-1. I do like them over the Lions to win the NFC North right now, especially if you're giving me 25 more points on that. So I'll take Bears 50-1 to win the division because they almost beat the Vikings, even though the Vikings looked like a hot knife through butter in that first half. The only other thing I'd be looking at this week is I think it was is this next week that the Steelers? Yeah, Steelers and Dolphins play next week. Okay,
yeah, Steelers are playing Tampa.
I was going to fade. Oh yeah, I'll take I'll add this on then too. I'll take Vikings -3. I know the Vikings play a lot of close games, but I don't know if I trust Skylar Thompson. And I do think that I mean, Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook are too hard to stop. I think that they'll probably win that game by 3. Now that I'm saying it, I am immediately regretting it, though, Cody. So maybe I should just stop betting NFL. I think I like the Jets. And that's it.
I like the over. I like the over in Minnesota than Dolphins because that Minnesota pass defense sucks. And I think that the Dolphins are going to be playing from behind, and they're going to have to throw it anyway. Well, I mean, they should want to throw it because of the weapons they have. Will Skylar Thompson be able to do what they do what Teddy Bridgewater and Tua were doing? I don't know, but he's going to have the weapons. He's going to have the weapons. So if you give me 45.5, I think that's kind of low. I kind of like the over there.
Actually, that's a good. Take the over on that one. That's not a bad one. Just looking at these lines too, I'm going to add another one. New England.
He's adding another.
New England plus 2.5 at plus 100. You could also get New England on the money line at plus 125.
I like that one too.
The Browns suck.
Yeah, they're not playing well, man. They're not playing well.
And the Patriots just stomped the Lions, shut them out. They played a close game against the Packers and Ravens. They've beaten the Steelers. Like, the only week they looked bad was week 1, and they don't even have their quarterback in there. I will absolutely slam the Patriots this weekend, and you're giving me plus money with a cushion? Baby, let's go.
It's on the road. It's on the road. That's the reason that
they went into Green Bay and lost by 3 in overtime.
Yeah, they went to Green Bay and covered. Good teams win, great teams cover, right?
They went into Pittsburgh and won.
Yeah. Well, Pittsburgh's not good either.
Yeah, fade the Browns. Fuck that team.
Yeah, I know. I don't. If I were to bet this, I'd take the Pats, no doubt.
Yeah, that's my last one.
I do like the under in that game too, because I think it's just going to be run. But we'll see. Other games, I am looking at the New York Football Giants +6 at home against the Ravens. Ravens coming off a last-second win over the Bengals. I don't know, man. Like, the Giants, I said at the beginning of the year that, like, I think they could be possibly in the running for a wild card, and I didn't think they'd be this good though, this early. But they're just, Saquon's kind of carrying that team right now, and them coming off that win against the Packers in London, so they're coming back with a lot of confidence. I guess that could get them up to like being a huge letdown situation right here, right after beating the Packers. Come home, your home crowd, and just get stomped at home by the Ravens. But you know how I feel about the Ravens. I already bet the Bengals to win that division after they blew a giant lead for the second time. I know they're coming off that win against the Bengals. Both teams are coming off big wins. So I think you're giving me 6 points with the home team. I'm going to take the Giants to just hang around. I don't know if they win, but I think they hang around. Yeah. The Ravens, obviously, I think are the better team in this situation. But
we got 1 minute, so if you got any more, let's just fire through them.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know how many more you got.
It's not a hard out.
Trust me, I know it's not a hard out, but I all right.
Sean has to go. He has to go to the DMV.
Let Cody cook. Let Cody cook.
Okay. All right. I'll give you 2 more really quick. All right. I will take Carolina +10. This Rams team is just not doing it, man. I don't know. I don't want to call them frauds yet. But the Panthers just fired their coach. You know what they say about teams after they fire their coach? They come out firing on all cylinders for 1 week after. I like them +10 against the Rams. It's disgusting. Just place the bet and don't watch the game. And then Chiefs-Bills. Chiefs-Bills? I can't believe it's not on prime time. This is a game that should be on Sunday night or Monday Night Football. Instead, it's at 3:25. You're giving me the Chiefs as a home dog. I'm not taking it. I like the Bills. I like the Bills at Arrowhead. The Chiefs, they almost lost to the Raiders, man. They almost lost to the Raiders. The team is inconsistent. The Bills have been nothing but dominant. I think this is a spot for them to really solidify themselves as the best team in the NFL. So I'm taking the road favorite -2.5. Get it now before it gets up to 3. Actually, honestly, maybe wait, because maybe more money will come in on the Chiefs because they're a freaking dog right now at home. So I like the Bills -2.5. Let's go one primetime game. We'll do Cowboys, Eagles. Eagles 6.5 point favorites at home. Dak might play. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's out or not. But even Cooper Rush has been okay as their starter. Giving me almost a touchdown. I kind of like the Cowboys here to cover. I think their defense is really good. I like the under in it because both teams' defenses are pretty good. It's at 42.
Rush likely to start. Rush is likely
to start. I get it. Eagles only put up 17 against the Cardinals last week, and that team's defense is not great in my opinion. So I like the Cowboys to hang around. I don't know if they win, but I like them to hang around, and I like the under in that game. Sunday Night Football. So that's what I got, guys.
And Jack are saying I have 1 minute to say the Guardians are contenders. So let me go and bet against the Guardians to lose this series. Oh, wait, they're you can get the Yankees at -200 to win this series, Jack. There's a reason why this game is going to be this series is going to be a sweep for the Yankees. I called that Yankees game. Since there's not a hard out, I can just lambast Jack Art for this Guardians thing. I bet Garrett Cole over 5.5 strikeouts. That hit because the Guardians can't hit an elite pitcher. And then also I bet Stephen Kwan to hit a home run. Shout out to Mike Petriello for that. But I won $30 on that game. I'm not surprised at anything the Guardians do. It's not surprising that they took down the Rays because the Rays couldn't hit home runs. Outside of that, that team stunk. stunk, and they continue to stink. I hate Jack R.
Shane Bieber's going tonight, though. I think they hang
Guardians.
around. Maybe they win tonight. Shane Bieber tonight. We'll see.
I did not mean that. I hate the Guardians. But yeah, hey, Bieber can keep them in the game. But I don't see them hitting.
Will they be able to
pitching.
hit? That's the question. Will they be able to hit? I don't know. I'm hoping. I need 5 games in that series, so I need the Guardians to win 2.
I read Jack R said, I'm keeping the receipts, and I immediately said, I hate Jack R. Because if the Guardians win this
in this
series,
chat just giving us both a bunch of shit about the Bears, and then he wants you to talk about the Guardians. I mean, I'm just
I'm
who
with
cares?
him though. I do like Bills -2.5. But again, now I have 3 NFL bets, which just means I should step away from my phone. All right.
Apparently that game's moved to tomorrow, as in the Guardians and
Yankees will still win. I think I did put money on the Guardians to win that game, actually. So let me see, because it's settled. Yeah. Here, Jack, this one's for you. It's voided. You can see it. Cleveland Guardians.
Bad audio, great visual.
Plus 115 void.
There you go. He
tried. There you go.
He tried
250 to win something. So that's
Matthew Gregory says Bears money line lock. I love that energy. Was right in tonight. I'll be on Bears After Dark this evening as well. So come watch the Cub show coming up, and then be here for Bears After Dark.
Yeah, so check out Cody on the CHGO Cubs show at 1:20, and that is when Joe Madden, yes, that Joe Madden, the World Series winning manager, will be on with Cody, Ryan, and Luke.
Yes.
Okay. No Corey, no Brennan.
No Corey, no Brennan. Yep, just
Jared.
us 3.
Okay.
3 Stooges.
So the 3 Stooges on the CHGO Cubs show at 1:20. You got the Bears show at 4, or the Cubs show. It's the Sox show at 4 p.m. That's the one I'm on. You can come talk to Vinny, Herb, and I. And you could check out Cody on CHGO Bears After Dark at 6:30 tonight, where they'll be previewing that Commanders and Bears game. Shout out to Jack R in the comments. Shout out to Shade, Matthew, and Jabari as well. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. We had like over 40 viewers for this entire show. So shout out to you guys for staying strong.
Subscribe. Go follow the Twitter account, CHGO_bets.
Do all that fun stuff. Follow Cody on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. Follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Thank you to Joey for producing the show. We'll talk to you next week when we're millionaires, though. So come back.
And on a boat.